All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come out every week to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom called Babylon. All right. Also in the scriptures known as Nineveh, spiritually Egypt. All right. And also the place where the what's called the lake of fire will be, and the Lord's judgment. But before we do that, we're gonna give praises to the Most High and His Son in the Hebrew. Okay, as usual. We're gonna say Kal, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amah. All right, double honor to the elder apostles, the GMS, and the elders, and shalom to you, Akim and Akwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. We're gonna go to the scripture real quick, man, and try to go through a quick edification on Revelations 20 and start from 11. All right.
This is Revelation chapter 20, verse 11.
Let's start from 10.
10. All right. This is Revelation chapter 20, verse 10. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever.
Right. So who is that talking about? That's talking about the Roman Empire. All right. The beast in general, talking about the European Union and this place, America. So the Lord is saying He's gonna rain fire upon them. Okay, so it's gonna be a world war that breaks out. Not just America is gonna get destroyed; it's gonna be destruction in other places. All right, the Rome in Rome, over there in Israel. All right, so but ultimate destruction and deliverance is gonna be right here in America. All right, and around the world. Oh, you got breeze up? Yeah. Yeah, take your time. You go. All right. All right, because what it say there? It says, and the devil, we know the devil is being Esau, the deceiver. You know, so that's what it's talking about ultimately. All right. That deceived them. So who did he deceive? He deceived the whole world. All right, all these nations into their trap. He deceived them with the dollar. You know, and now he's deceiving them with these wars and with these plagues, all being caused by Esau through their deception. And it says what? Shall be cast into the lake of fire, man. And that word lake of fire means to be turned into it. So anybody that's connected to that, to the Roman Empire, to the European Union, to NATO, and they right here in America, they're going to be caught up in that destruction. They're not going to make it out of here. All right. It says what? It shall be tormented day and night forever and ever, man. And that's ultimately in the kingdom. All right, go ahead.
All right, this is Isaiah chapter 63, verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra?
Right, go ahead.
This is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Right, they're talking about Yahweh Shai, all right? Coming to destroy these damn Edomites. And this is spiritually called Basra today. Go ahead, brother.
Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the wine, treadeth in the wine fat.
Right. So that's Yahweh Shai got a what? Go ahead. That's what's next, right? Go ahead.
I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people that was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them with my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain my raiment.
Right, they're talking about Yahweh Shai. What do you say? You got a sacrifice in Basra? Okay. Yep. The Lord have a sacrifice in Basra. All right. So ultimately, this is going to be the string that unravels the whole ball of yarn. America being destroyed. This place Babylon, man. All right. Once this gets destroyed, that's going to shut everything down. Okay. And the Lord going to deliver His elect in the midst of that. But this is I'm going to read it again, verse 10. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever, man. So it's gonna be fire all over the earth. But ultimately, the main judgment is gonna be right here in Babylon. All right.
This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5.
Right.
For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
Right, Idumea, that's the so-called white man, Esau. Okay, that's what they call themselves today, the Caucasian race. But ultimately, it's talking about America. All right, America is spiritually Idumea today.
And upon the people of my curse to judgment.
Right, and upon the people of his curse. So that's not just talking about Esau. That's talking about 2/3 of our people as well. Okay, right here in America.
And the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with the fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats,
Right.
with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord has a sacrifice in Basra and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Right, didn't it say lambs and all that? What did it say about America? It spake as a lamb, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's America, man. You know, these damn heathens. Okay? All right, let's keep it flowing.
All right. Want to go back to verse 12 in Revelation 20?
Yeah, let's keep it. Revelation 20 and 11.
All right. Revelation 20 and 11. And I saw a great white horse, and him that sat on it,
White throne.
Slakia. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heavens fled away, and there was found no place for them.
Right, that's talking about Yahweh. All right, and he's bringing the judgment, and that's right now. It's called the white throne judgment. You know, and the word white represents righteousness. Okay, there's gonna be a righteous judgment. The Lord gonna judge in righteousness, man. And him that sat on him, it said what? That last part.
All right, and it says,
oh, the earth flooded. What?
All right, it says, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them.
That's right, man. And that's talking about who? Not just talking about the sky. That's talking about the rulership of Esau. When the Lord shows up, everything that's prideful gonna be brought low. Gonna be brought down. All right. Daniel 7 and I got this one. This is Daniel 7 and 9. No, I'm gonna go to 10. And I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. See, that's talking about this place Babylon, where the lake of fire is going to be at. All right, the Lord said he wasn't going to destroy the earth with the flood and in this ultimate judgment. He's going to destroy it with fire this time. That's the element that he chose to use. And he says, there came up among them another little horn, and that's America, before whom were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And that's talking about the what's that? Spain, Britain, and France. All right, that was the establishment of America, the War of Independence. All right, you know. So now it says what? And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things, man. So that's their presidents, especially starting with Eisenhower. And the scriptures say what in Revelation 13, he spake as a lamb and did all the spake as a dragon. I mean, I got it. You got it?
Yeah. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 11. It says, I beheld another beast cometh up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Right. So those great things that he's speaking are talking about a new world order. You know, these draconian laws and mandates that they're putting out. When mandates are not law, now they try to make that one guy that's on probation, they try to make him get it so he can, other than that, he go to jail. So that's them trying to make it become case law once the judge says it. You see that? Now, then they'll be able to throw everybody in jail. Now it says this. Daniel 7 and 8 again. And in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man. That's all they set up. The agencies, you know, the FBI, the CIA, all the technology and cameras everywhere, and surveillance and contact tracing, whatever you call it, man. These cell phones that they put in our hands and make us buy them, when really while you're watching the phone is watching you. You know, to the point where the technology has become the master of the people. All right? All right, go ahead, brother.
All right, this is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they prescribe.
All right, go ahead.
To turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless.
Ooh, that's clear, man. That's a lot of points in that, man. You know, he said that they're going to be their prey. You know, and that they may rob the widow. Go ahead.
And just like how you were saying, forcing it, and it's just right grievous law, making them so inconvenient to you, like to where you feel like you have no choice.
Right, they take away the rights of his people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do. They take away your rights. First, they try to write what they call the rights, the 14th Amendment or such, but then now they changing it. They throwing it away. All right. Now it says this, and a mouth speaking great things. So that's what they're doing. And I beheld till the thrones were cast down. That's what time we're in now, where the thrones are being cast down. All right. And the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. He's like a so-called Negro with white woolly hair. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. All right. Now let me see. Oh, that's it on that point. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go down. Verse 13. And I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven. This goes hand in hand with Revelation 20. All right. With the clouds of heaven. So the clouds of heaven represent the chariots. And they brought him near before him, and there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. So that's what he's showing up to bring. All right, let's get back to it.
All right, this is Revelation chapter 20, verse 11.
Right.
And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yahweh, and the books were open, and another book was open, which was the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things.
Right. So the dead today represents who? 2/3 of our people that are spiritually dead. All right. And they're going to be judged. And right now the books are being opened right now before the firmament, before the throne. All right. And also the book of life. The book of life is for the elect. You see that? So the judgment is going to be given, and that goes with Matthew's. I think he said sheep on his left, sheep on the right hand, goats on his left. What's that? Matthew's. I found it. One moment. There you go. Matthew's 25:31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations. That's what he's talking about in Revelation 20. The dead, small and great. All right. And shall be gathered before him all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world, man. All right, so they're the ones written in the book of life. But then you're going to have some that's going to be pushed to the left. That's what he's talking about. The dead, small, and great. And they're going to be judged out of that book. All right, he got a list for the dead. All right, let's get it, bro.
All right. This is Revelation chapter 20, verse 12.
Right.
And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yahweh, and the books were open, and another book was open with the book of life, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the book according to their works.
Right, man. Let me do something real quick. All right. There you go. This is Romans 6 and 6. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve sin, for he that is dead is freed from sin. Now, if we be dead with Yahushua, we believe that we shall also live with him, knowing that Yahushua, being raised from the dead, dieth no more, death have no more dominion over us. See that? That's what this is talking about. The Lord going to destroy death, you know, which is what? Dealing with sin. And also ultimately the wicked, or Esau, and 2/3 of our people that embody that sin. All right? And it says this, for in that he died unto sin once, but in that he liveth unto Yahweh. Likewise, reckon ye also yourselves to be dead indeed unto sin, but alive unto Yahweh through Yahushua our Lord. Let not sin therefore reign in your mortal body, that ye should obey in the lust thereof. And that's a cut on that guy the other day, that church doctor. All right, let me get to the point. Neither yield your members as instruments of unrighteousness unto sin, but yield yourselves unto Yahweh as those that are alive from the dead. All right, written in the book of life. You see that? He said he saw the dead, small and great. So these are the ones that are written in that book of life, being in this truth. And your members as instruments of righteousness unto Yahweh. For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace. All right, that's the point. That's the point. You guys precept?
No, hold on,
All right, I think I got one. Revelation 3 and 1. Get this real quick. 3 and 1. Revelations. It says Revelations 3 and 1. And unto the angel of the church in Sardis write, these things saith he that hath the 7 spirits of Yahweh and the 7 stars. I know thy works, that thou hast a name, that thou livest and art dead. Man, that's why he say he saw the dead, small and great. You know, dead to the world. Then you got the dead being the wicked. All right. And the angel of the church of Sardis, that was an Israelite. Okay, it says, remember therefore how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. And that's what he's talking about. The Lord gonna show up to destroy this place and show up as a thief in the night. All right, go ahead.
This is Proverbs 21 and 16.
Yep.
The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
Right, what's that, Proverbs?
Yeah, Proverbs 21 and 16. So basically, and that's going to be ultimately their judgment. They're going to remain dead and end up on the left-hand side of the Most High and reap judgment. All right, but those that are written in the book of life were brought out of the congregation of the dead through the wisdom of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua.
Right. All right, where we at?
We'll go back to Revelation 20.
Yeah, I got a couple of precepts here. Okay. But Now we can get to the point. I guess they can cut these lights on tonight.
Nah, that's crazy.
Everything broke today. This light just went out. All right. What about you said Proverbs? What you just had? 21.
Yeah, 21 and 16.
Okay, kind of. I just got that. All right, let's keep rocking.
All right. All right, this is Revelation 20 and 13. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and the dead and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them.
Right. So let's deal with that now. Let's break that down. Let's deal with the sea. Can you get Revelation 13 and 1? All right. The sea gave up the dead. What's that? The world, man. That represents the earth, the sea of people. Okay, the dead that were in it. Let's get it.
This is Revelation 13 and 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his head, his horns, 10 crowns.
Right. So let's see that. He said, rise up out of the sea. So what is it talking about there? All right, let's get that in Daniel 7 and 3. Okay, the same beast that he's talking about here, the Roman Empire and NATO, is the same beast that he's talking about in Daniel chapter 7 and 3. It says he rose up out of the sea. What is it talking about? Let's get it. It's talking about the people. And also you have the NATO, which was formed, it means North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Atlantic Ocean. Go ahead.
All right, this is Daniel chapter 7, verse 3. And 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another.
Right. All right. Let's go down Daniel 7 and 7.
All right.
They came up out of the sea, diverse from one another.
All right. All right. Daniel 7 and 7. After this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly.
Right. We know that's talking about the Roman Empire. All right. We ain't got to stay on that. We just read it. Let's get back to the point.
All right.
All right. We're moving quick. All right. Let's get back to that. It said, can you get 1 Corinthians 3 and 13? We're going to bounce around real quick. Yeah, let me get something. 1 Corinthians 11 and 19.
3 and 13?
Yeah.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 13. And every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is.
There you go, man. That's the destruction that's coming to this place. Where it says if their name wasn't written in the book of life, it's going to be written in the book of the dead, man. You know? So the one that's set up for destruction, according to their works. All right? And it's going to be revealed by fire that they were the wicked, that they were on the side of the wicked, man. These church folks. All right? What's that? 1 Corinthians 11 and 19.
1 Corinthians 11 and 19.
Actually, yeah, we can get that. We can get that. It's a real short point.
1 Corinthians 11 and 19.
Right. It shows the reason why we can't come together in this place. The Lord set it up that way so you can have a sift, a separation. All right. That's why these camps can't come together. Go ahead, brother.
All right. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and 19. For there must be also heresies among you, that which are approved, that which are approved may be made manifest among you.
That they which are approved, I think.
Yeah, Shlaki. This says, for there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be manifest among you.
Right. See that? And that shows the separation. There has to be heresies, man. There has to be people that bring in damnable heresies, and then it lets you know the separation between the ones that are approved, the righteous ones and the wicked ones, through the doctrine. That's what the Lord is sifting through. All right, using as a sift in the separation. What about let's go back to 13 again.
Revelation 13.
Yeah, just get some more point from it, then we're gonna get some more precepts.
20 and 13 in Revelation 13.
20 and 13. So let me get this one here.
It's Revelation 20 and 13. It says, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they would judge every man according to their work.
Right, man. So what's that hell? That hell represents our condition, you know, and what you would call sorrow or uncomfortable place. That's what this place Babylon is. And Esau ruling on this earth. All right. So the Lord bringing this judgment, that's going to be our freedom. All right. Let's deal with the word death and hell real quick. Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 13. All right, because the Lord has the power to lead you into hell. All right, or lead, meaning right here on this earth, or he can have you destroyed in death twofold, meaning spiritually dead and set up for the judgment, or he can have you physically die without knowing who he is. All right.
All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 13. For thou hast power of life and death. Thou leadest the gates of hell, leadest to the gates of hell and bringest up again.
Right. And that's what raises the beggar out of the dunghill. See that? So that's the Lord, man. That's how much power he got. He got the keys to hell and death. And he can lead you into it, into captivity. And he can also free us from that captivity. All right, that's what this is talking about. And free us from sin as well.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raised up the poor out of the dust and lift the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes, to make them inherit the throne of glory.
Right.
For the pillar of the Lord of the earth are the Lord's, and he has set the world upon them.
Right, you can speak on it real quick.
And the world that he set upon them was the first fruits of the elect of Israel. All right, so now we were in that low hellish condition. All right, so and death and hell gave them up. So you're gonna have the ones that's gonna be delivered and the ones that's gonna be judged. All right, so but ultimately, Israel is gonna get ultimate salvation because the rest of 2/3 of Israel that remain in the congregation of the dead are going to be born into the kingdom.
Right.
All right. So,
Right.
but Yahweh by Shem Yahushai has the keys over that. So our cells are going to be opened up and unlocked, right? But for 1,000 years, the rest of these nations are going to experience that hell.
Right. This is Isaiah 28 and 13. But the word of Yahweh was unto them precept upon precept upon precept, line upon line. Line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken. So that's what the Lord set it up for the sift. He said what? In Romans 11 and 7, that the elect have found what they're seeking for. And the rest were blinded, that they may bend down their back all way, man. Basically submitting to wickedness that they've chosen. All right? All the way to the end. It says, wherefore hear the word of Yahweh, ye scornful men, that rule this people, which is in Jerusalem, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death. See that? They made a covenant with sin. They made a covenant, an oath, agreement with Esau in this system and wickedness. The oath, yeah. The Masons shit, right?
Yeah.
Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. And that's what they say. They think the judgment not going to come upon them. All right. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves, man. That's just like Adam in the beginning, hiding themselves among the leaves, hiding himself amongst falsehood, just like Jake today, man, hiding amongst these nations and their idols, instead of taking the covering of Yahushua upon them. And it says this, therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, Yahushua, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. So, but it's going to be a stumbling block to 2/3. So they can get caught up in this judgment. All right. Judgment also will I lay to the line and righteousness to the plummet. That's why I say the white throne judgment. And he shall, and the hell shall sweep away the refuge of lies. And right when the destruction comes, that's gonna sweep away all the lies in this place, man. All right, and the refuge of it, and the water shall overflow the hiding place, and your covenant with death shall be disannulled. So that's what the Lord means when He say He's gonna destroy death in this place, man. All right, 2/3 their covenant with death is gonna be disannulled. All right, the children of Israel. And it says, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then shall ye be trodden down by it. From the time that it goeth forth, it shall take you. For morning by morning shall it pass over, by day and by night. And it shall be a vexation only to understand the report, man. All right, so and so 2/3 of our people, they walking around in torment day and night, being destroyed, man. Walking around in sin, walking around lost. All right, go ahead, brother.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. Even then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
Right.
For this cause Yahweh shall send them a strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they might all be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. And that just goes off what you were just reading. Our people remaining in the congregation of the dead, being tormented day and night with sin and death. All right, our people are going through the affliction right now, being tormented by sin and death, and they have no way out. Yahweh Shai is the only way out, but they choose not to turn to Yahweh Shai because they found pleasure in unrighteousness. They made a covenant with death.
Right, man. Let's get back to Revelation 20 and 13 again. We're going to have to read it a few times over. Right. I'm going to stop you one more, probably 2 more times. Though. All right, so it's, we already explained what the sea is, gave up the dead that were in it, but let's get that as well. Let's get that real quick. Ezekiel 37 and 12. That'll get us to the point. All right, so let's get that. We gave up the dead that were in it, and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. All right, which were in them, all over the world. You got the elect that's going to be right here in America and Babylon and all around the four corners of the earth. That's what this is talking about, man. All right, go ahead, brother.
This is Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 12. 12?
Yep.
It says, therefore prophesy and say unto them, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel.
Right, so what's the word hell means? Sheol, the grave. All right, and also represents being dead. See that? And the Lord calls us to come up out of there. He's going to take us to the land of Israel, man. That's why I say he's going to give up the dead that were in it. Go ahead, brother.
This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, right. Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Right. So this is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. We know that this is the place, man. All right, where our people are spiritually dead. All right, but the elect are going to come out of that. Go ahead, brother, be taken up into chariots. Ultimately, be risen up spiritually, and then to be resurrected to stand up as a nation again in the chariot.
All right. And they of the people and kindreds and tongue and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days. All right. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Right, man. They didn't give him any rest. Had him walking around spiritually dead, mocking him and making fun of him and shit. You know? And with a dead thing, you can do anything with it. You know, all right? Skip over where it say voice. I could have got it. Here's the voice saying, come up hither.
Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them.
There you go, man. All right. Let's get back to Revelation 20 now, brother. All right. 20 and 13 again.
It's Revelation 20 and 13.
Right.
And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them.
Right. We're talking about the elect and 2/3. All right. Go ahead. Lord, that's the Lord making the separation. What about Jeremiah 31? 28. A lot of precepts. Jeremiah 31 and 28. Let me get it too, just to make sure I don't get past the point.
All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 28. And it shall come to pass that like as I have watched over them to pluck up and to break down and to throw down and to destroy and to afflict, so will I watch over them to build and to plant, and saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
Right, man. He just said that. He's going to build us up and then take us out of this place, pluck us up, and then plant us in our land. All right? Keep going.
It says, verse 29, in those days they shall say no more, the fathers have eaten a sour grape, and the children's teeth are set on edge. But everyone shall die for his own iniquity, and every man that eateth the sour grape, his teeth shall be set on edge.
Right, so eating that wickedness, man. Right, the Lord said we're supposed to eat this roll. All right, so he said what? They're going to die in their own iniquity, man. And you know, that's to the point. That goes into the new covenant. That's the next verse. That's when we receive the reward of the covenant. All right. Let me see. Yeah, we good. All right.
Got the Revelation?
Yeah. We get to verse 14 and then you know, all right.
This is Revelation 20 and 13.
Yeah.
And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they would judge every man according to their works.
Right.
And
so every man according to their works. That lets you know that these people are alive. That is talking about right here. They're going to be alive on this earth, spiritually dead or spiritually alive, man. All right, in righteousness. Let me get this real quick, man. This is 2 Ezra 12 and 31. That lets you know, because he said according to their works. All right, what is that? 2 Ezra 12, 30.
12 and 31.
I got it. Okay. Hey, Shalom, Makim. Shalom. All right, Yara'ah, Nakala, Shalom. JFGD, Shalom. All right. Now it says this, 2 Ezra 12 and 31. And the lion whom thou sawest rise up out of the wood and roaring and speaking to the eagle, that's Yahushua, rebuking the Roman Empire, the mystery of iniquity that was being revealed, and rebuking her for her unrighteousness with all the words which thou hast heard. This is the anointed which the highest have kept for them and for their wickedness unto the end. See, that lets you know when all this happens is at the end. And he shall reprove them and shall upbraid them with their cruelty. And we're reproving them right now with the scriptures. For he shall set them before him alive in judgment, and shall rebuke them and correct them, man. So it's gonna happen right here. The Lord gonna set these Edomites and 2/3 of our people and these heathens alive in the fire, man. All right, alive in judgment. When he say spiritually dead, when he say dead, he talking about spiritually dead. All right. All right, we good. 14.
Verse 14.
Yeah.
All right. This is Revelation 20 and 14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death.
Right. So right here, talking about who? All the wicked, Esau, and this place called Babylon. All right. And this is the second death. All right. Let's deal with that real quick. It says in death and hell. What's that? Revelation 6?
6 and 8.
Oh, Habakkuk 2.
Habakkuk 2.
Yep. Habakkuk 2, and I'm gonna get something too, all right?
Okay.
Revelation 6 and 8. All right, so death and hell, man. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna start with this. Unless you got it, that one. It's all good. You go.
I got Habakkuk.
Yeah, go ahead. You go.
All right. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
Right.
Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. So that's that, man. That's powerful, right? Right? Because the just are going to understand that ain't nothing the devil trying to offer us is going to be for our benefit. Right. So we're going to live off the faith that we have in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right, but the unjust are going to follow the wicked ways of the wicked, evil motherfucking seed, Edom.
Right, brother.
All right, and it says, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. So he got all the people fooling and following behind his folly and wickedness, and he's proud and he boasts. All right, and he puffeth at his enemies. It says, neither keepeth at home who enlarges his desires as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people.
Right, brother. That's right. He is as death, man. All right, and is as hell. So that's who created this damn what's that? The founding fathers. You know, the damn bunch of devils, man.
Founding devils.
Right. All right. So let's get this real quick. This is Revelations chapter 6, verse 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and Hell followed with him, man. So in the beginning, from the rooter to the tutor, from they first started ruling, they brought nothing but death and hell, man.
Ooh, come on now. How did they bring forth death? Because what is death? Sin. And what was their whole option goal is to promote paganism. That's right. That's what started with the Greek Empire. They promote paganism. And who was the one that was bringing all the death? Antiochus IV, man. Yep. It talks about in Maccabees how terrible he was unto the righteous. And his main goal was to get the people to leave the laws of their father and to follow behind his laws.
Right. And they still on that today. Look at the mandatory situation they got going.
All
right. This is Revelations 19 and 19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies. See, that's how you know it's talking about the dead. All right. Gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. All right. So they're all going to be cast into what? Into hell. Into fire. All right. Destruction. To lake of fire. The lake of fire. Salakia. War against him that sat on the horse, right? And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, and with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast. So through their religions, they deceive our people that they're going to get the mark, that mark. All right. And it says what? And them that worship this image, this whole system, the New World Order, these both were cast alive into a lake of fire, burning with brimstone. So that's 2/3. And the ruling class elites, man, these wicked ass heathens. These both were cast alive. That's why he said he's going to set them alive before him in judgment. When he's speaking about the dead, he's talking about spiritually dead. All right? And cast means to turn into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. All right? So, that's right, man. Let's get this real quick. Yeah. Let's deal with that. The death and hell, right? What's that? Jeremiah 51:22. They were cast into the lake of fire.
Jeremiah 51:22.
Right. 22. 51:22. Then we gotta get Isaiah 34. I get that one.
Jeremiah 51:22.
Yep, 22.
All right, this is Jeremiah 51:22. And with thee also will I break into pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces young men and the maid. I will also break in pieces the three shepherds, with thee the shepherds and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers.
Right. Let's get this Isaiah 34:5. All right, let's go into the lake of fire real quick. All right, so ultimately the Lord promising us that he's going to raise us up and he's going to use us to break these nations in pieces, man. We're part of that fire. All right, we're part of that fire that Esau is going to be put into. Not just the missiles, but they're going to be in fire forever and ever.
All right. This is Isaiah 34:5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
See that? We're going to go over this 10 as well. But you see that? So it's going to come up down upon Idumea, this place America, and especially these Edomites here, and upon the people of his curse to judgment. All right? That's the separation that's happening in this place. All right? And go ahead, brother. So that's his sword. The sword that he's talking about is the ICBM missiles, and the heaven that is talking about and being bathed in is talking about the Shemayim. All right? It's going to be, meaning they're making all these missiles, but the Lord's saying that they're going to be shot off. They're going to touch the sky one day. All right? They're not just set up to be sitting in missile silos. All right? Go ahead, brother.
All right, verse 6, it says,
right, let's talk about the lake of fire, man. It's going to explain how America is going to be that lake of fire.
It says, the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with the fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. And the unicorns shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood.
Right, that's all the rich, the wealthy, the military, all of that. All right, go ahead.
And their dust made with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion.
Right, man.
And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch.
Right, all the streams, all the oceans, and I mean the rivers and stuff, and the streams here, all the lakes where everybody like to fish, they're gonna be turned into pitch, man, from the fire. That's what we're talking about, lake of fire. Go ahead.
And the dust thereof into brimstone.
So the dust, the ground, the concrete, the cement, you know, that's why this is spiritually Roman Empire again, because if you look at or the Greek Empire as well.
And the Babylonian Empire on the asphalt.
That's right. But let me deal with this real quick. But you got the concrete. The concrete was created in the Greek Empire and the Roman Empire. All right, they're the ones that created this concrete, this caveman style of living. But the Lord said, in our kingdom, we're gonna have streets paved with gold. All right, let's keep going.
All right, verse 9, it says, and the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch.
Right, there you go. The land, what's that? All these streets, like the brother was saying, over there in Babylon. Babylon is what started to turn the asphalt streets. All right, it actually goes back to the time of Nimrod as well. But what? They use asphalt on their streets. And what's asphalt? Gasoline. It got petroleum in it. So it's easily flammable. All right, so when that fire hit this place, it's gonna be nothing but lava. Everybody's living on the damn matchbook. a matchbox.
Verse
All right.
10. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever from generation to generation. It shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever.
What that means, the Lord not going to show up and stop the fire. He's not going to put this place out. He's going to let it burn out. All right, that's called a burnout. And it's going to take forever, a long time for this place to stop sizzling. All right? We call it no man's land. We're going to be telling stories about it in the kingdom. Like that was the place of our captivity over there. All right? Where we at? Go back to Revelations 20 and 14.
14.
Yep, 20 and 14. Because the Lord said what? In the midst of that, he's going to be zapping this place with his chariots. All right? And that separation is going to happen. Somebody get Zechariah 5 and 1. And then we're going to get, I'll get this one where it say, right aiming
I'm
thunderbolts.
about to get a Wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah, man. Right aiming thunderbolts, man. The Lord making a separation between the dead and the living, spiritually dead and spiritually living.
Zechariah.
All right, go ahead, brother. Bring that power.
All right, it's the book of Zechariah, chapter 5, verse 1.
Yep.
Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits.
Right, and who is this? Zechariah, right?
God.
So this was written around 520 BC. And he saw a vision, and he saw the chariots, man. All right, he saw a flying roll, but they call it tic-tac. You have UAP today. All right, go ahead, brother.
Then he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off as on the side according to it. And every one that sweareth shall be cut off as on the side according to it.
Right, so that's, he said what? They're going to fall upon the people of his curse to judgment. All right, come on, brother. The people of his curse upon Idumea and the people of his curse to judgment. All right. And what's that? Let's try to make like a semicircle kind of, I guess, right? Half circle, yeah. So we can kind of all be in there. You can come back this way. All right. So what's that? Like what I was saying? Oh, he said, wait, yeah, come upon his people that's cursed. Who is that? 2/3 of our people, and also these heathens. The scriptures say that about Esau. They curse forever. All right.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 21. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds as from a well-drawn bow.
Right. You got people breaking that down wrong. They'll say that's talking about the missile. That's not the missile. That's talking about the laser beam that's going to be shot out of the chariots in the midst of the destruction. Go ahead, brother.
Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds as from a well-drawn bow shall they fly to the mark.
Right, that's why he said he come with clouds. Right, the clouds are the chariot.
And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out of the shot out of a stone bow.
Right, so that's talking about the missiles. All right, that goes with Revelations 9, where it talks about the 200 million missiles. I think it's Revelation 9, right? Yeah, I think it's 9. It says 200 million of them, man. And their power is in their front, and like a lion, the edge of the missile. All right, that's called nuclear warheads right there. Gonna be 200 million of them. Go ahead.
And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out of the stone bow, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the flood shall cruelly drown them.
Right, that's your tsunamis. All right, the flood of fire. All right, that's talking about the lake of fire right there. See that? Now where we at?
Revelations 20 and 14.
Okay, come. Let's get Revelations 18 and 1. Somebody? All right. 18 and 1? Yep. 18 and 1.
All right. It's the book of Revelations, chapter 18, verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great is fallen, and it's become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Go ahead, brother.
For all nations.
Oh, why? Because what? The only thing that's gonna be out here is unclean animals that dwell around the swamps and shit like that. What you would call owls, lizards. They're the only thing that can survive that heat. What's up, brother? Shalom. All right. And that's what's gonna be left here in this place. When they say devils, it's not talking about people. All right, they're gonna be burned the hell up. Well, actually, it's talking about them as well. All right. But because the elect are gonna be taken up into the chariots.
Back at Revelation chapter 18, verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Right.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Right. That means come out spiritually, mentally. All right. Bring your minds out of this place, man. Separate yourself from this place mentally. Go ahead. That means to be holy, separate. And the only way you can separate yourself is through the truth. All right. Go ahead.
For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God Yahweh have remembered her iniquities.
Right. So the Lord remember her iniquities right now. That's why he called it throne, the white throne judgment. All right. And that's right now as we speak. Go ahead, brother.
Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she have filled to her double.
Right. And that's what? Double the destruction. That's what? The Lord gonna bring fire. That's the best cleansing agent, man. All right. And also Esau gonna get double. They had us in slavery for almost 500 something years, and they're gonna be in slavery for 1,000 years. All right. Yep.
How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
All right. Keep going. Yep. So they think they're gonna continue with their pimp, which is Europe. All right. The European Union, the dragon. They think they ain't gonna be left out there. All right, go ahead, brother.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord God who judgeth her.
There you go, man. That's that fire. That's the lake of fire. It's she shall be utterly burned with fire, man. All right, where you at? Yeah, that's it. Whoa, keep going.
Verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Right, that lets you know that the destruction already happened, and then you're gonna see the smoke going up. And that's the Lord said that's gonna continue for a long time, man. Even when we're in the kingdom, the smoke's still gonna be burning when we come back down to the earth. The hopeful elect. All right. Go ahead. We're almost done with it. So that lets you know that it's talking about America and not the Roman Empire. All right, because the Roman Empire is not surrounded by water. It has a canal that leads to some water, but America is surrounded by a body of water, man. So it can have ships and merchants off the coast of it. All right.
Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Ooh, it's only gonna take 1 hour. This is gonna happen out of nowhere, man. Over that quick. All right, in my precept.
Yeah, I got Revelation 9, verse 16.
Yeah, why not? That's good.
Revelation 9, verse 16. And the numbers of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the numbers of them.
Right, what was that? Revelation 9, right?
Yeah, that's about 200 million.
That's right. You do the multiplication, that's 200 million missiles, man. A warheads, you know, ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Go ahead.
Verse 17, and saw the horses in a vision.
Right,
And
the horses represent power. They said they're going to be in formation like horses. All right, go ahead, brother.
and then that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of, what's that word? Right here?
Jacinth. Yep, Jesse.
Guessing?
Yep.
And
Brimstone.
brimstones.
Right, man. So it's going to be what? When you seen that, what was that, the Avangard missile or the invisible missile? When it was in the sky, it was like covered in fire around it. You know what I mean? From the heat that was going. That's what this is talking about. And it's what? It's made out of metals. All right, different metals. So that's what this is talking about. Go ahead, brother.
And the heads of the horse were as the heads of lions.
Right, the lion. And if you look at the lion, if you look up that word lion, it means the edge, sharp. It says a sharp edge. So meaning the head of a lion. Well, no, that's not the lion, the word mouth, I mean. But the lion represents the power. Where the power of a lion is at, in his head. That's what they call them, nuclear warheads. Go ahead, brother.
And out of their mouth issue fire.
Right. So if you look at that word mouth, it says edge. So out of the edge of it, the tip of it, that's where the fire is at. All right. So it has fire behind it that he uses it for propulsion. All right. Go ahead.
And smoke and brimstone.
Right, man. That's right. Where was that? In 17. That's right. All right. Go ahead. Let's get back to this. That was great. Precept water.
All right, this is Revelation 20 and 14.
Yeah.
All right, this is Revelation 20 and 14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death.
Right. So not only America, but Esau that's here, 2/3. And the Lord's going to free us from sin as well. All right. Our bondage, our sorrow, all that's going to be cast into this lake of fire, man. We're going to be freed from it through this destruction that comes on this place. All right. And it explains it more in the beginning of Revelation 21. We're going to read that too. Somebody get that real quick? Yeah, look at that. Right.
Sorry, what verse?
1.
All right, this is the book of Revelations, 21, verse 1.
Yep.
And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea.
Right. Hey, you can step over here real quick. Yeah. All right. So he said what? The first heaven and the first earth were passed away, right? So that's talking about Esau's rulership. What it say? When the Lord shows up, the heaven and earth pass away, or the heavens pass away. You know, that's not just talking about physically, man. When he show up, he gonna settle the pride of man down to the ground again, and be thankful that we're brought low so we can be raised up. All right, go ahead, brother.
And I saw John, and I, John, saw the holy city and Jerusalem coming down from power out of heaven,
From Yahweh.
from Yahweh out of heaven.
Right, so we're gonna the hopeful elect will be coming down out of the chariots, or in the chariot, either one. Right, brought down to the ground over there in Jerusalem. Go ahead, brother.
Prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
Yep. Prepared, being prepared right now as a bride, meaning we're engaged, betrothed, haven't received the covenant fully yet, right? Even though the covenant's in place, it's a reward that we have to attain unto. All right. What did I say again? Being prepared as a bride, adorned for her husband. Why? Because we know who our husbandman is now. Yahushua. That's the one that we no longer call Ba'ali. We know his name. His name is Yahushua. All right. That's our husbandman. That's what we're married to with the covenant, the agreement, the oath, the first and second covenant. All right. Keep going, brother.
And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men.
Right. So the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men once Yahushua shows up. All right. The house of Yahweh is with men now. He's going to have Yahushua living on the earth. Go ahead, brother.
And he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And Yahweh himself shall be with them,
Yeah, a little lost too. Yeah.
and be their power.
That's Right.
And Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death.
Oh, there's not going to be any more death. What that represents? Sin. All right, because what does Scripture say? Wages of sin is, yeah, somebody grab that. So there's not going to be any more death. We're not going to die anymore. We're going to be immortal. Why? Because the Lord going to put His laws in our inward part. You know, He gonna give us that second covenant, and we're gonna be perfect. Oh, you got it. You probably got it. Yeah, look at it real quick. That's right over there. Look at that one over top of it. Look at that.
Oh,
Hey, what's that?
That's a drone.
That's a drone.
that's what I kept looking back at.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
See a flash red in a second. Wait, stops like that?
Mm-hmm.
Huh, it fucked me up a few minutes ago.
I was about to say, boy, that's like right over top.
That's the first time I ever seen that.
Yeah. All right, no doubt. Yeah, let me show y'all this shit, man. Let me show y'all what we're looking at.
That's weird.
That's what we're looking at.
It's not moving.
Nah, they said it's a drone though, right? Huh? That is a drone, right?
I don't know. It just stands there.
All right, there you go. That's a drone. Yeah, I figured that too. I just wanted to show y'all that so
That's
so y'all know we ain't tripping.
That is weird.
Yeah, that was no chariot, man. That was a drone. That's what I got, y'all. That joint was sitting over right. I was like, oh, well, here we go. All right, now we get it.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God, Yahweh, is eternal life through Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, our Lord.
Right. The wages of sin is death, man. All right. The wages of sin is death. But the Lord said what? Read that again.
All right.
Yeah,
Revelation 21, verse 4. And Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
That's what he mean by heaven passing away, Esau's rulership. Somebody grab Romans 6 and 23. Right.
Romans 6:23.
Yep.
For the wages of sin is death.
Then we just got my bad. Revelation 22 and 21. Then we gotta get down to it.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 22, verse 21. You said 22, 21?
Yeah.
The grace of our Lord, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach.
Oh, I probably got the wrong one. Probably like 21, but Revelation 21. Don't worry about it. Let's get back to this. We'll finish this up real quick.
All right, back at Revelation 21.
Yeah.
All right, this is the book of Revelation 21, verse 5.
Well, I got a precept real quick. All right, go ahead, bro. All right, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 54. It says, so when the corruptible shall put on incorruption, and this mortal shall put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to Yahweh, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach.
Right.
And so basically, that's us getting into new bodies and us no longer sinning. So there'll be no more death. Death has no sting upon us. We'll always from here on out be covered under Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, that's right, man. All right, yeah. So now let's get back up to the top, verse 14.
Revelations.
Yeah.
Chapter 14. 20. Chapter 20. I got it.
20 and 14 all the way to 15. We're done with that part.
All right, this is Revelation 20 and 14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
There you go, man. All right. We could get a couple more precepts, but let's get 2nd Ezra 7 and 1. and Malachi 4 and 1. All right, this is the lake of fire, man. Malachi 4 and 1, and 2nd Ezra 7 and 1. Okay, yeah. All right, okay. All right, look at Malachi first. All right, because we're talking about the lake of fire. That's what it's talking about, man. Like he said he's going to set the people alive in judgment. They're going to feel every part of it. He said their eyes are going to burn in their head, and their tongue going to be consumed away in their mouth, and their faces shall be as flames.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 1.
Yep.
It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven.
Right, so the day is coming that's going to burn as an oven, man. All right, and who's going to be controlling the oven? Yahweh Bashim Shah. You going to have a barbecue? Well, he got one for you.
And all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly, shall be stubble.
There you go. So what it say? All the proud, who Esau is known as the proud, and 2/3 of our people. You know, that's what it's talking about. The dead, spiritually dead, man. They're gonna be the ones that's going to be turned into stubble. All right, go ahead, brother.
And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
That's right. That's talking about Esau's bloodline that's in this place. He's gonna cut them off. All right, he's gonna leave them neither root nor branch, man. If they're in this place, they're not gonna make it. If they're over in the Middle East or over in Europe, they might die in the destruction that happens around the world in World War III, or from the famines or the plagues or whatever. But then you're gonna have them hiding in bunkers when they really preserving themselves to be put in chains by us, by the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we're in that number. All right, so the Lord gonna send His angels and His elect, and then to get them out of the bunkers, man. That's gonna be some fun, man. That's like, you know what I'm saying? That's like a movie, then it's like an adventure. All right, so one more precept, I guess. We'll get one or two more. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And that's why the entering into the kingdom is made narrow through the straits. All right, it's gonna be a choice that's gonna be made. You're gonna choose the Lord, or you choosing destruction. Period. You're gonna choose Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai and those names and His way, coming out here doing the work and believing, or you're gonna choose fire. Period. All right, go ahead, brother. The lake of fire.
All right, this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 7, starting at verse 1.
Yep.
And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights before.
Right, talking about Uriel. All right, go ahead. And Esdras.
And he said unto me, up, Esdras, and hear the words that I come to tell thee.
Right.
And I said, speak on, my God. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great.
Right, the sea represents the kingdom. All right, go ahead.
But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad?
Right, so you got to go through the straits. All right, the narrow way, that's through Yahweh Shai, through this truth, doing His work, persecution, affliction, right? Suffering for good instead of for evil. All right.
There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water. And the only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
Right, man.
If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it,
yeah,
how shall he receive this inheritance?
There you go. Now, let's go to Romans. Let's end it with this. Revelations 21 and 8. All right. You just read that though, right? No, you didn't read that yet.
This is the book of
Let's end it with that. Yeah, because when it's talking about the dead, this is what it's talking about. All right. The spiritually dead, man. Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Revelations 21, verse 8.
He said they're going to remain in the congregation of the dead all the way to the end, be destroyed. Go ahead, brother.
But the fearful,
Yeah, real strong. Come on.
but the fearful and unbelieving,
Yep.
and the abominable, and murderers and whoremongers,
Yep.
and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
There you go, man. All right, so we're going to end it with that, man. So when it's talking about the spiritually dead, that's what it's talking about. The liars, the idolaters, the whoremongers, you know? All of them, man. So we don't have anything to worry about. We don't have anything to fear when it comes to that lake of fire. You know, we fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And choosing his fear, you can never go wrong, man. All right, choose him over everything. All right, so we're going to end it with that. Anybody got a precept? No? All right, no doubt. We're going to say, Call, Alayim, La, Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash,
Bahamut.
All right, double on to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders, and shalom to you, Akim, and not watching the children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Hey, shalom, man. Stay focused.
Shalom.
Stay in the spirit, man.
Shalom.
Shalom. Hey, shalom, yo.